Bag fuel, baby. So you're putting Tupac in the same category as 50? Come on, man. There's nobody like Tupac. No, but why do you say that? Because there has never been anyone like him. The way he carried himself, the way he thought, the way he moved, nobody compares. Tupac could love you, argue with you, and still stand on who he was. There's just nobody like him. He went on to describe a moment before the 1994 Atlanta shooting involving Tupac Shakur. The night before he got into that situation with the police in Atlanta, we were all staying with MC Breed. Breed had a bunch of cars. Whoever showed up to his house could just pick one. He laughed while remembering how respected MC Breed was at the time. Everybody knew Breed was that guy. That night, Tupac and others were heading out, but he decided to stay behind. I told them I was going to hang out with a girl. You never knew what might happen when Pac was around. Later, someone approached him with unexpected news. He said, "Tupac just shot somebody." I said, "We could have been right there." Then I found out he shot 2 police officers. I was shocked. The 1993 Atlanta incident involved 2 off-duty officers. According to accounts from those close to Tupac, the officers were allegedly harassing and threatening someone before the confrontation escalated. Charges against Tupac were eventually dropped after it was determined he acted in self-defense. "It was crazy," he continued. "But think about it, he survived that. And later on, it always felt like police were watching him everywhere. Oakland, LA, it seemed constant." He then referenced the tension surrounding Tupac's later years. In Vegas, after he was shot, people even said officers asked him, "Who shot you?" That's deep. The whole situation always felt bigger than just one moment. For those who knew him personally, the point wasn't comparison. "There's nobody like Tupac," he repeated. "Not in mindset, not in presence, not in the way he lived." Would you be biased because you were around Pac? Because that was your era and you knew him personally? He shook his head. "No. From what I've seen, there's still nobody like him. DMX. It's only one name people bring up, DMX. But DMX wasn't like Pac. He was emotional, he was raw, he was honest, but he wasn't Tupac." Then he brought up something Sway Calloway once told him. Sway said the person who reminded him most of Pac was me. He laughed. I'm just repeating what he said. According to him, Sway invited him to a private dinner to explain. He told me, "I brought you here because your voice, your energy, you're the first person since Pac who reminds me of him." When asked why, Sway reportedly gave a deeper answer. He said the dangerous thing about you, the same thing Pac had, is that people love you with the same intensity that they hate you. The passion is equal on both sides. Pac was the only person I saw loved by so many and hated just as strongly by so many. That comparison stuck with him. To him, that duality defined Tupac Shakur, the ability to inspire devotion and criticism at the same level. He also spoke highly of Sway's character, mentioning Sway's long partnership with Tech as Sway and Tech, the duo known for supporting emerging artists. He then recalled how Sway and Tech were early supporters of Eminem during his early days. According to him, Eminem spent time around their setup, recording, and building momentum before breaking into the mainstream. "The first time I heard the name Eminem, I actually thought of another Eminem, Mr. Malik from Philly," he added, referencing Mr. Malik, who had been part of a group with Shaheen. But when it came back to the central point, his stance didn't change. People can compare. They can debate. But there's only one Tupac. You're talking about the youngsters, right? Mr. Malik was part of that group. He clarified that Mr. Malik and his partner were known as the youngsters, and at one point Treach from Naughty by Nature was helping write their rhymes. He also mentioned that Mr. Malik was one of the first artists he ever heard being called Eminem, long before Eminem rose to fame under that name. "I didn't even know they were calling Mr. Malik Eminem back then," he said. "That was the first time I heard that name used." He then shifted to a studio memory involving Warren G. while recording the song What's Next. He laughed recalling how the word next was misspelled during the session. He spelled it NXT, he joked. I was like, how do you spell a 4-letter word wrong? But in those days, fixing mistakes wasn't simple. This wasn't the era of auto-tune or easy digital edits. If something was wrong, you had to go back, re-record, redo everything. That cost money and time. He laughed remembering the reaction in the studio. Once it was done, it was like, forget it, we're keeping it. That's the new way to spell it, NXT. For him, it was just another example of how different the recording process was back then, raw, expensive, and permanent once it was pressed.